It's so good to see you. I'm so excited to get to lesson with you. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about you.
So you've not ridden with her?
No.
The best thing is her voice.
You poor thing. Oh, hence why we need a headphone. Thank you so much.
Kermit the Frog language.
Oh, goodness.
Katie, I was trying to get the sentence out and it was squeaking and it was so bad.
Oh, you poor
I
thing.
love you. And your voice.
I thought I came down Friday. I told Ann, I said, really hope that voice holds out. I said, my throat's a little scratchy. Saturday morning.
Not a chance, huh? If you bite me, though, I will beat you, and none of these ladies will stop me. Believe it or not. They understand when a baby horse needs to be beaten.
Impeccable timing with losing my voice.
He says,
17?
this horse? Yeah. He's just a smidge over 17. Yep. He string tests like 18 hands, so he might actually be that. Because he's 3.5 right on the dot. We got a lot of...
Yes, ma'am. My 16-month-old colt is 1 hand smaller.
Yeah, you're pretty tall, so it's okay.
Terrifying to me. Like, it's going to be...
That's I thrive off these big horses. I don't know. I feel awkward on anything smaller, quite frankly.
Parents are normal size. The stallion's 63, mom's 61, so I'm...
Oh yeah, this horse is a total freak. He's no reason. I mean, he's carriage bred. Like, there's no reason for him to be.
Hardest horse, like a total
Yeah.
Chauncey. But we don't know he's pure harness.
Is that your GT Trump?
No, that one is... That's normal size.
Normal horse.
That's actually a really cool horse.
Yeah, I think actually this when I bought this colt, I think GT Trump. He was for sure he was there. I don't know if he was just being showcased as a stud or if he was sold there, but I've seen him. So they're they share a lot of the same lineage. He's totally carriage bred. His parents are not big at all.
Somehow I've gotten in for working for the Amish Mafia.
Yeah,
No, truly.
yeah,
So that's why I have those horses.
Yeah.
But they're great clients.
yeah,
They
totally.
pay the bills and leave me alone.
Yeah, totally. Good. That's wonderful.
Literally the Amish Mafia. It's weird. It's a weird time.
Just picturing like scenes from The Godfather with those little hats.
It is literally like Seth is like, he outsmarts the Amish system, so he still can make profit on horses. Like he has it all figured out. I'm like, great. And he's so nice and so normal. Like I can call him and say, your horse needs some gastric arm. He goes, not a problem. And if I call him, I'll call his landline, leave a message for his family, and get a phone call back.
Smoke signal.
I see his invoices.
And I'm guessing you get a check back, or do you get it?
Check. She's gonna turn her on.
I turned it on. I literally turned it to say power on.
But it turns off after a few minutes.
If she just holds the center button, I can't yell it, but
Can you just hold the center button on that headset until it very creepily says power on? Did you hear it say power on?
okay. Yeah, we're
Okay, good.
now you get to hear my horrible voice directly in your ear. Okay, so this guy is 3. So, tell me just a little bit, like, what do you do with him? What are your goals? Like, what do you want to get out of this ride?
Yeah. So really, my goal is to just put a really good start on this horse. As far as like you'll see, I ride with you in a little bit with my other Dutch harness horse, who
especially with these giraffes, to help encourage them to be good and on the aids. He's got a great brain. He's super chill dude. And so really, I'm looking for good direction as far as like the best exercise we can do with him, knowing his age and that he's very green, but that will really help develop him over time. And at this point, my plan is to keep him for the indefinite. I don't know if that is how that'll go or not, but
Well,
today we're keeping him.
he seems to have the temperament to keep, right?
Yeah.
So far, I think you've done a good job starting him because you can get a 3-year-old off the trailer and ride it in a foreign rain. While they're loading a horse up top with a flag. Or trying to load a horse. So, like, we break this down to like what makes a successful dressage horse. I think that's kind of where you want to start looking with him. So, like, a huge thing is tempo control, right? So, like, does it go forward? Does it come back? The second thing that I think is crucial, even as especially on a young horse, is posture control. So, like, teaching them from the beginning how to use themselves correctly. And, like, I can already see that he understands what contact is. And I think that's, like, a huge missing piece. And I think that's what a lot of American trainers don't do early on. I'm not saying put it chin to its chest and make it auction trot. I'm teaching how to yield to the bit.
Right.
And use its body so it develops strong and uses the muscles correctly, all those things. So, like, I think you've already done a good start with that too, just by looking, like glancing up. He clearly understands, like, pressure on the bit means reach and use your back. So, tempo control, posture control, and then just kind of working those two things. And those two things come together eventually. And if you think about it, if you can control tempo and you can control posture, you can do any movement in the entire sport.
Sure.
So starting now is perfect. So then kind of looking at what exercises then can make those things, like exemplify those concepts and like to break it down for a young horse. So like on the young ones, I try to think about things like one rein at a time, one aid at a time, until they really get it, and then I start to like stack them, layer them. So I think that's what we'll look at. So when you ride him, tell me a little bit how he rides. Like, what do you feel when you ride him?
So we just kind of had this past week, we've had some rides where it's just like let's really go forward. I rode him with Jim when Jim was here last 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we came to the conclusion at the end of that ride was like he needed to be a little bit more contact with no aids. So that's what we've been doing for this last week, which has been good. He's fairly even in his tempo, interestingly enough. He doesn't do a lot of adjusting. He's pretty balanced in the canter. And he's pretty responsive to downward transitions. The one thing that he does is gets a little fussy in the bridle sometimes. So he's sometimes throwing and such.
Which, like, I would expect that on a 3-year-old that's learning to use their body, right? So I think that's where you circle back to that posture concept of, okay, if they get fussy, how do you then put a boundary that says reach back down into the bridle? So we'll cross that bridge a little bit. So I absolutely agree, though. Like, forward is number one. Like, if your leg comes on, they have to go. Period. I don't care if they're hollow. I don't care if they're like scrambling sideways. I care that if your legs come on, they would react, right? So, and I think that concept starts from the very first time you put your leg on him. So, like, even at the walk, if you're just walking around here, if you close your legs around him, he should make an effort for it, and he did. So, like, to me, that's like a quantifiable response, right? Like, that is clear. You touched, he went. So I think that is also important as his trainer, is that you like really identify, did he make the correct response? And like on a horse like this, if the correct response is chest forward, not neck up. It's always, if my leg comes on, you go here, right? Okay. So that looked pretty good at the walk. So let's start a couple transitions between walk and trot, and see if we can keep that feeling going. Good. Super. And then for the young, like for a young one, I think bendy lines are good. So circles, bending lines, changes of direction, anything that keeps them kind of yielding and drawing, right? So yielding on the left gaze, but drawing on the right side.
Okay.
So then in your trot, really start to be conscious. And I know it's early and he's young. Be conscious that you're not kicking him every stride to tell him to go.
Okay. Yeah.
So really determine that you post with your legs kind of off, and like not so off that you're on a 3-year-old that if it scorches one way you go like careening to the side, but just actively not kicking. So then from here, if you close your lower leg, does he react to that? Yeah, I think he does. So good. So let's change directions and we'll do the same thing the other way. And these are just like a checklist I would do every ride. Like, and just make sure, okay, does he have a good go button? And then we'll look at the downwards too. So when he gets to like 2 round, put your leg on just a little bit. Don't fix it with your hands. Put your leg on and say, come up to my bridle. So put the leg on. Yep, exactly. So you still are teaching him to seek the bit a little bit. So it's not one of those, like I know some people would tell you to like bump his head up. Keep your contact. I would fix it with my legs so that he's always still seeking the bit. And you never teach him to go away from it. Good.
Sure.
Super. So then check in again here. Is he in front of you? So if you squeeze your leg, does he go? Yep, perfect. Good. And then show me your downward transition. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question because the guy I ride with asked me this question. I couldn't answer it, and it was really interesting. And then he explained a bunch of stuff to me. What is the difference between your downward aid and your half hold?
I guess in my mind, my downward transition is different, just like my whole, just how I'm thinking about just like slowing everything down to a lower gait, and I take a big breath out on my down transition versus a half hold. I generally do more with just my outside rein,
Okay.
and my thighs, and then release and continue on to whatever the half hold was meant for. So that in my mind.
Right. So your answer was actually much better than mine. But what he told me, which I thought was genius, is anytime you want to change gaits, to put a verbal aid on it. And like in dressage, that's like forbidden, and that's a big. And I asked him, and this is a guy that has been top 10 in the world, like ridden at wags, all the wags. And I said, what do you do when you're showing? He said, I say whoa under my breath. I was like, okay, sounds good. So when I want to change gaits and do it downward, I say whoa. So then it's a clear or whatever the noise is that you want to make that's a clear downward aid, just like you would do on the lunge line, right? So, and then that way it's a clear difference between when you half halt versus your downward transition. Okay. So secondly, with your downward transition, I want to talk about the balance in it. So let's do it upward again, and we're going to talk here downward, just like little details that can help him get some balance and confidence. Okay, so check in that he's in front of your leg, exactly. And then set your hands and kind of kick him up to him. Yep, good. And then when he postures the right way after he's made that mistake, I would make sure he knows it's the right thing to do. So like pat him or sync up or whatever it is that he knows he's done the right thing. Good. Yep, put the leg on. Yep. Yeah, good boy. Exactly. And it will look much better to a judge too if you fix that with your feet, kind of with your hands, I promise.
Sure.
Okay, so now when we do your downward transition, I want you to think about, instead of it being a button to stop, I want you to treat it like a dial. So I want you to make it have less trot, less trot, less trot, less trot, less trot, and then a verbal aid, and then whoa. So slow it down. Yep. Super. Good. And then you have the expectation at the walk that he stays in front of your leg at the walk too. And especially because, you know, when we talk about harness horses, which I ride a lot of them, the walk can be a little funky. So
Yes.
you want to make sure that they stay independently forward without you having to aid him. So aid him once, go away.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that he walks on and then you go quiet so the rhythm stays good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you're ready, let's do your upward transition again. Small aid for the upward. Yep. Good, super. And then have your connection almost set. And then if he hides from it, you put your feet on to fill him up. Yep, 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 until he pops. Yep.
There, good boy.
Now go back to the tempo you want to be at with your coasting. Good, super. Good. Let's change directions to an upward and downward the other way. And then we're going to go to some tempo control because this is actually all very, very good. Good, super. And then I always kind of think too on, especially on young horses, that I keep one hand on each side of their withers, right? So like my right hand stays to the right and that's what tells him to stay on the ball. And that leaves my left hand to communicate to him. So really, really feel, even this early on, even though you're turning left, I want you to rebalance him on the right rein.
Okay.
So turn left. So as you turn through this corner, I want you to take his right ear to the right just a little bit. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Right ear to the right. Yep. Perfect. Good job.
Good boy, good.
Awesome. Good. And then show me the downward transition to the left that takes, I don't know, 20 feet to get to. Yep. 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 Perfect. Good. I love him. Yeah, it's a great horse.
I tried to sell him like 25 times and Susan Hill told me I could not.
No. Yeah, this is a great horse. Okay. Oh, your walks. I love your walk. That's also going to be your theme of the day. Love your walk. So make sure it feels like it's taking you. If it doesn't, you make a correction and then you go quiet. Good. Yep. So it stays that 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Good. Super. And then when you're ready, a 3, 2, 1, and we trot. And it's like a 3, 2, 1 ideal trot. So the downward is a time. The upward is a bite.
Okay, okay. Yep, I got you.
Yep. So normal walk. Yep, exactly. Good, super. Okay, and then on your 20-meter circle here, let's call this 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is like painfully slow, 10 is like wicked fast. So
Okay,
we're gonna
yep.
call this a 4.
Okay.
So show me you can go to a 6 by putting your leg on 1 time. Yep, perfect. And then take your leg a little bit away and let him cruise here. Yeah, but see he slowed down.
Yeah.
So this time I want you to put him back at a 6, and I want you to take your leg a little bit away, but I want you to keep your posting deliberate.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so now we go back to a 6. Good. Now take your leg away, but think 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Awesome. Good. Now slow your post to a 4. Yeah, with your body. What a good boy. Good. Now try a 3. It's going to be harder. Yep. And when yep, good, super. Go back to a normal 4. That's a good boy. Okay, the other thing I'll say is when he starts to make mistakes in the contact like that,
Yeah.
think of your reins like side reins.
Okay.
In the sense of if he tosses his head, your contact is there to catch it, but the second he comes back down, it's gone.
Okay,
So he
yeah,
just learns
yeah.
there's a boundary up here.
Yeah.
Don't go there. But when he
Yeah.
comes back down, you're absent again. Okay,
Yeah.
so show me your 6 again. 3, 2, 1, 6. And then legs go away and you hold it with your post. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good job. Super. Now go back to a 4 normal trot. On your posting, slow your belly button. Good. Super. Yep, side rein. Yep, good. Now soft. Good job. Perfect. Good. Now go to a 3 and be ready with your side reins. Yep. Because that's where it's hard. This is where it's hard. Good. Okay, back to a 4 because he's perfect. Good. Super. Okay, let's change directions. Full diagonal to change rein and we'll come tracking right then. 2 reins down, turn. So even there, as you're turning left, check in on your right rein. Start to explore flex to the right. So you can even think towards your hip with the flexion. So an open rein tells him to turn right and bend right? We're
Okay.
trying to get him to like literally tuck in here. So I think flexing, perfect, good, super, good. All right, now show me a 6 in your trot here. Wall, you manage the contact, good. Yep, good, super. And keep it on your posting, super. Okay, back down to a 4, good. Get your flexion, super. Okay, 6 one more time, touch a button. Yep, super.
Now, is it okay to use my stick a little bit there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
How's
To
that?
make a point.
If you asked and he didn't go, yes, 100%. Yeah. So, like, if I ask nicely and I don't get an answer, I'll ask one time more, a little bit clearer, and if I don't get the answer, I do whatever it takes to get the answer. And then now, come back and ask and see if you can do it from your late ones. So now if your leg comes on and you go to a 6, and if you don't, use your whip. Say, get up there. Good. Tell him he's good. Yep, and now ask the question again. So the key is that you keep asking the question until you can do it from just a tiny touch from your lower leg. Good. Flex right. Good, and touch. Yes. Good boy. That's a big deal. Good. Okay, let's give him a walk. So show me a good downward transition. Yep. Yep, super. Good. And even on a walk, I want you to start to have an expectation for his walk, though. Like, you walk. Like, even when we're walking on a long rein and it's a break, you walk on. Yep. And it doesn't mean you micromanage. It just means your legs come on and he walks and you can go away a little bit. There. That's the walk I need you to have. Good. And if you address this now and this becomes what he expects for his walk, it will be his walk. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Good? So far, so good? Yeah. It's a really good point. Okay, so real quick while you're walking, I know people also hate the idea of like an indirect rein, right? That is what a flexing rein is. Now, if you're doing this, it is a problem. But if you think about it, if I want my horse to literally tuck their right ear, flex to the right, if I pull here, like open, that means turn right, bend right, move right. If I pull here, it means tuck your right ear, right? So it's placement of your hand. It doesn't mean that you're doing like this thing, but like it's shoulder control is what it is. Your hands control the shoulders. And so an open rein means go there.
Fill it out.
Rein-
Yep.
Yep, rein against the neck means stay here with flex. It's good. Okay. So, let me look at your camera. So, same concepts apply. I want you to think about, okay, how do we get him from walk to trot, and then love your trot. Make sure he's self-going from your leg, not your stick, whatever you need. And then we take that into your canter, and then I'll help you kind of refine the canter aid a little bit. So I love this walk. This is already a better walk just because you focused on it this much in your
Yeah.
stretch.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yep. So I would maybe want that prompter. So and let me tell you something. I think this horse is worth you being picky, right? Like, I think he's good enough that you can be a little picky. So he's warmed up. You've explained the aids. So now I want you to say, up your expectations this much, fairly. So this time when you ask him to trot, I want you to think like 3, 2, 1. I will trot. And if he doesn't, get after him. Whatever that means, like a little stick, little leg, whatever it is. Tell him he's awesome when he trots off, and then we ask again, and I want it to be prompt.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So he looks in front of your leg, so there's no reason why you can't. Right now, say 3, 2, 1, and I will trot. And if he doesn't, then you say, well, I asked you a question. I need you to pay attention. Good. Super. Yep. So I would freshen that up just a little bit. And again, I'm being picky, but
No, that's
if,
good.
if it was my horse, I would want him to like it. The second, now come back and ask the question again. So now come back get your canter going again.
Okay.
And I want you to do I liked your transition. Yep, exactly. So now on your circle, I want you to show me that you can make it a square by neck reining around the corners. Good. And if you need to skip a corner because he's not ready, that's fine. Put your leg up. Good. Take your leg a little way. Neck rein. Good. Now straight. Leg. Yeah. And then, this is hard. So you're asking him some questions that have like multifacets to them, right? Like this is a hard question. When you turn a corner in any sense of the word automatically collects a horse, right? So as you turn the corner, you need to be prepared to put your leg on and get him to go. Does that make sense? You want to fix your stuff real quick? Are you good? Okay. All right. So let's set him up for the canter transition, and then we're going to do square turn and then leg him up, and then square turn and then leg him up. Yep. Super on your outside rein. And what this is also doing is I'm going to help you. Yep, get there. Okay, so especially on a 3-year-old, make sure you use a boundary to help him canter so he doesn't like scramble off into the abyss. So a corner or a wall. Yep, just until he learns it really, really clear. But because he tried, he just didn't have the balance. Good. And then off you go. Yep, super. Okay, so now one square turn here, turn, and now leg, up. Yep, exactly. And then one square turn, and now leg. Okay, that's the balance. Good. Now make a downward transition on your aids. Good. And we're going to let him do a downward to the walk, and we'll walk and chain train and do that. Okay, the other rule of thumb that I want you to start thinking of, which I think you just experienced, which is really fun, is like if you break it down a little bit to your outside rein is going to be used to put the pull up, and your inside rein is going to be used to put the pull down. So
Okay, yep.
that square turn you just did off your outside rein, if you notice, it made him sit down and put his pull the highest point. So what you're doing too is installing those half halts where when you need his pull to come up, you're not going to feel helpless. You're going to be able to close your outside rein, put your leg on it, it's going to bring him up.
Yeah.
So again, we're looking at the future here more than anything else.
Yeah.
Let's do the same thing to the left. A good canter transition, a couple square turns, and I like the way you wrote it, where like if he's not ready to do the turn, you don't do it.
Sure.
You just, when you can, you make a turn and then you leg him up.
Okay, yep.
The walk is awesome right now too. So let him kind of finish this circle, and then we'll do a 3, 2, 1. I will trot, and then we'll work through that. I think that is always going to be like that. Always needs to be a focus for you. 3, 2, 1. Yep, get him. And then, yeah. And so when I say get him to, I would get him until you're happy with the trot. So get to the trot
Okay.
you want. just know this is what you need to work on, is being able to drag the shoulders to the inside and then engage the horse back forward. Good. Yeah. Yep, get him. Get him. I don't care what happens. Get there. Good. Pat him. I know that's weird. Good. And now come again and ask almost immediately in your corner. Forward, 2 legs, and go. Yep, good. Now start turning the shoulder. Good. And now use your stick a little bit when he starts to get slow. Come on. Turn the shoulder. Stick. Good boy. Good job. Yep, turn the shoulder. Stick.
Good.
Yep. And
Good
now
boy.
you make the transition before he quits. So it's on your aids. Good. Good. Super. Good. And now mind the outside shoulder in your trot too. So almost neck right there. Good job. Super. Good job. One more transition here. And take your time with it. Walk down on 2 reins.
Ready?
Yep, get there. You got it. Good. 3, 2, 1, I will. Yes.
Yeah, good.
Super.
Good.
Now neck right. Good. If he feels slow, use your stick a little bit. Good. And then you find the place to do the downward transition before he quits, so it's on your aids. Good job. Good.
Boy.
Hell yes. Good. Now do a downward all the way to your walk. Again, mind the shoulder, especially tracking left. Good. Okay. Good. And now you expect the walk to be the walk you want. Good. Cindy, you can have long reins. Tell him to.
Well done, child. Yeah, keep on working though.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
You know what though, like this clarity of aids though, that's what's gonna make a good horse for forever. Like, and you set that precedence right now. This is what I meant about, like, I think like Americans have this weird concept about putting boundaries on young horses especially. And then all of a sudden they have a 6-year-old that like they can't touch the reins on because it doesn't know what contact is. And now I'm not saying, like, I don't think they need to be ridden like cranked in and firing around, but they have to know what a bit is. Like, they have to know to yield from a bit, right? And so I think this is how I would ride him until he gets really good at it, and then you take it a little step further. And then this is why like my 5-year-olds can do flying changes, is because they're so freaking broke.
Sure.
They know what the aids are, and so it's easy. You can just ask them stuff. And this horse has such a super temperament.
Yes, he does.
But like, it's a great temperament because he's alive. Like, there's a horse in there, but he's
Yep.
so reasonable.
Yep. He's been a fun dude so far. So, and that's exactly why we're doing what we're doing now, is because I want to set him up for all of the success that we can have without having to undo a whole bunch of my mistakes.
Well, but that's the nature of training horses. Like, every horse that I get to Effie, I look at it and think, well, I really messed that up. I'll never do it again. So then I make a whole new set of mistakes. And then I make a whole new set. Like, every time I'm like, wow, I really did not do that one right. And then I do it all wrong a different way. So it's just like how your training evolves. You just figure it out. And the only way to learn is to make mistakes. So. Right. It should get easier on every horse. Like, each horse should get, that's the idea.
Sure.
Good for you. Good job. It's a good baby. Such a good baby.
Hey, Sloan, can I give this to you? And see if we can put it in her ear.
he's such a bad horse. That's exactly what Anna, I said, Anna, I could just concentrate on you. But, you know, all people,
But even if we were all,
Well,
even
you
if we
shouldn't.
had
None of us
died,
should.
American dead, we still should be.
Right.
Gotta go for the ride. Good to see y'all.
Don't even.
Maybe.
Don't even. I didn't know you'd make it out, so I left that for you.
Okay, yeah, I'll because I'll split her fee in three. So.
It's all quiet, but
Anna and I are supposed to come up with dates. Okay. Figure out what, this is cute. It's a cute interaction.
Alright, well, take care of those.
Yeah, good to see you.
Okay.
Susan, have a great ride.
Thank you.
Thank you for setting all this up.
Thank you.
You want me to put it on the back of the belt so it's not clear?
I don't have much use for this thumb. My fingernails trying to come off.
Just broke on you.
It fit. My horse fit me. It was, I gave her a treat through the window of the horse trailer. And so it was.
Hi, sweetie.
The other thing was,
Hi, sweetheart. I don't have anything. It might smell like it, but I don't. I just need to bring.
hold him, Susan?
Hello. Hello.
How does this work?
Over that you.
Butter my head. I don't have anything for you.
Well, thank you so much. That was a blast. Every ride on him is a blast, and I so appreciate you. And I. Yes. Thank you. We're so glad you're able to keep coming back.
Who do I thank for
But yeah, I really, really appreciate you. And you know, it's so
This is
neat.
fun.
This is my first season with Jim.
She's the one who's
And
been
so the
showing
two of
this
you,
stuff.
I know, will complement each other so well. And then in between, I ride with Gigi via Pivo. So
yeah, Jim and I have very different.
Yeah.
right,
I appreciate that.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, got up. I bought my first, literally, horse life. And then I bought my
Mine.
Oh my gosh, there you go. And we're
You Google it. It's a good thing I'm not drinking out of it. I got a straw.
I know.
You were smart.
I'm glad you're here to tell the story.
Relative
But
of, long lost relative of Chelsea.
Come on.
selflessly good to me whole career. So.
which is great. I'm glad. In the worst of circumstances, I'm glad that relationship, yeah, is there.
And he's grateful for the horse. And I'm grateful for this.
Yeah, he is very grateful for the horse. Yes, he has nothing but good things to say about you both. So,
Fun.
thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Sorry about my voice.
Because almost anybody that's living on horses knows the difference could get a mile, but spare the rod and spare the child. Floki, you're not supposed to be in here.
Maybe Floki can go home.
Well, he really doesn't bother the horses, but he likes to sniff the food.
Do you want me to go walk him out?
No, you're good. Come here, Floki.
You want me to stop your Pivo?
Maybe you can eat the rest of the leftover apple that we had.
Probably.